Come on in to Toyota of Hollywood, where curiosity and extraordinary deals await you. Your golden ticket buys a 2025 Corolla, not $26,000, $17,988. And we've got sweet deals with 0% financing for 72 months, 0 down. Enter our world of wonder, and we'll show you why we're the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is...
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink. Be the maestro of your own home.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff, formerly of Welton Rayon, PA, a longtime sponsor of the Big O Show. Now that Dan retired, I opened Welton Associates. I started this firm with a simple belief. When you hire a lawyer, you should be able to talk to your lawyer. For nearly 30 years, I have helped Floridians through serious legal problems. At my firm, you get direct access to me, clear communication, and a lawyer who knows the details of your case. I believe technology should make legal representation easier, not more impersonal. At Welton Associates, you get direct access to me, clear answers, personal attention, and real advocacy. Look us up at weltlawfirm.com or give me a call at 954-966-4646. Consultations are always free. And let me know that you found me at the Big O Show.
The Memorial Day event starts now at Florida's #1 volume Subaru store, Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy a new Subaru today with financing as low as 0% APR or lease a new Crosstrek for just $158 a month. Shop SPPLove.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Now that would be good. Welcome aboard. Time to rock and roll here on the show. Coming to you live from Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Yes, sir. Alan out here is the general manager. Ersi Stampone will come by and join us. Got a loaded show today. Luke Easterling is going to join us from Athlon Sports to talk a little Dolphins, get his thoughts on the Dolphins, and then we'll bounce around the NFL with Luke. Adam Lichtenstein is going to join us to talk a little Miami Hurricanes. I think right now Mario Cristobal should be worried about somebody stealing their player now, right? I think that should be a real problem right now. Mario should not be sleeping very well right now because I know that Kirby Smart is following. Well, it takes a lot to follow Jordan Lyle. I mean, you got to be going pretty fast. But, I mean, when you're clocked at 130 miles an hour, is that not a Georgia Bulldog? I mean, come on. You know, what are we talking here? So be careful. I think that the Canes could be losing a recruit very soon. Not a recruit, a player to a foe. I'm just saying. Kirby Smart's going to see that police report. Kid's doing 130. That's probably top 30 in his record book right now for his players. Nobody enjoys speeding players more than Georgia. Off the field, that is. That's their thing. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's their thing, actually. So what can I tell you? Audio good. We're all good. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So Jordan Lyle could be lost to the Georgia Bulldogs very soon. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. But if you're going to break the law, and especially when it comes to speeding, there's only one university you go to in the United States. That's Georgia. Don't be disappointed. You still have other running backs. Don't worry about it. Don't be selfish now. Okay, Canes fans? Don't be selfish. You can't have them all. Georgia's got to have some of them, mostly the law-breaking ones. Anyway, all right. So we got to have a little fun today on the show on a beautiful Wednesday, August 19th. It is day number 19,211 since the Miami Dolphins were world champions. It is day number 8,994 since the Canes were national champions. And it is day number 4,807 since the Miami Heat were world champions. And let's see if the Canes can reset that clock. That would be really good if that could happen. We are here at Subaru Pembroke Pines, 16100 Pines Boulevard. Come on out here. We'll be out here for a couple of hours. Come on by, say hi. Would love to meet you. If you live in the area, work in the area, that kind of stuff, always appreciate it. So come on by. We'll talk to Luke in just a few minutes. Adam Lichtenstein will join us at the top of the hour. So that'll have that's what will go on in the next hour. Obviously, hit the like button. Very important you hit the like button. Get the algorithms going. That is super important, folks. Of course, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. I nailed the center of the whole thing, which is good. Because I'm on the far right on my picture. It is a trip how that happens. But anyway, you can use the QR codes to make a donation, Cash App or Venmo. Send in your questions, comments, insults. Either way, we appreciate it. Thank you all out there as always. As for Bitcoin, it is at 60. Whoa. Wow. 'It was farting around 65,000, 64.9, 64.8, 64. I turn it on right now and it's 66. Popped up. Whew. Feds are printing like crazy. So you never know. As for the markets, the Dow also having a very green day, 363 points up. The S&P is up 49. The NASDAQ is up about 2, almost. SpaceX down 4 points. So that's what's going on in the market. Beautiful thing. Cactus Rider, yes. Lyle, yes. Jordan Lyle, yes. Yes, would you like to take a ride with him at 130 miles an hour? Just wondering. You're more than welcome to take that ride with Jordan at 130 miles an hour. Have you guys read the story? Because it's you just wonder, but I mean, everybody's young and you do all kinds of stupid things when you're young. We all do different stupid things, but we all do stupid things. Miami running back Jordan Lyle was allegedly estimated to be driving 130 miles an hour while attempting to flee a traffic stop in South Florida last month. Lyle was arrested last week on charges of aggravated fleeing and eluding law enforcement, each of which are felony complaints in Florida and a huge recruiting tool in Georgia. Oh, I'm sorry. I added that. I'm sorry. He's also facing a misdemeanor complaint of reckless driving. He turned himself into the Sunrise Police Department on Thursday after an arrest warrant was issued. He was then released on bond the same day. According to the report, Lyle was spotted driving north on Sawgrass Expressway shortly after 7 on July 10th and was clocked by an officer driving 92 miles an hour. The speed limit in the area is 65. When the officer tried to pull Lyle over, we're not having any of that. No. Lyle allegedly sped up and got as fast as 130 miles an hour while making rapid, abrupt, and unsafe lane changes to maneuver between vehicles. At one point, Lyle allegedly made a U-turn from a through lane after exiting the expressway. I mean, this is cannonball run like material right here. Eventually, the officer turned off his lights and sirens and let him go to avoid further danger. An investigation later determined that the car was registered to Lyle because, of course, Lyle's dumbass doesn't understand that there are cameras everywhere. Everywhere. Plus, they're planting those other cameras everywhere. What are they called now? That people are even taking them down and stuff. So they're going to catch your picture, catch your car all over the place. I mean, you leave a digital imprint everywhere. But Jordan really doesn't understand that yet. Anyway, eventually the officer turned off his lights, okay? And then an investigation later determined that the car was registered to Lyle and it was linked to him via his parents' home surveillance system. Police spoke to Lyle via FaceTime on July 15th, and he arrived at the police department with a lawyer to give a sworn statement later that day. And of course, according to the Miami Hurricanes, we're waiting for legal to take its course of action. We'll decide everything from there, said Mario Cristobal to the Herald. Lyle's reportedly not practicing with the team right now. It's unclear what punishment he will face with the university. Send him to Georgia. And then it goes on with the stats always. I always love how they throw the stats at the end. Jordan last year rushed for this, and I don't know. I just know that Kirby Smart is salivating right now. That's all I can tell you. It's Kirby Smart salivating. He's loving shit right now. Like, okay, this is definitely my kind of running back. Let me do a little roll call. Oscar Rojas is smashing it from Melbourne. He's number one. Dolphin Dave. Let's see. Oscar C says, have a good show, Big O. Can't wait for Dolphins and Canes. Amen, man. We're getting so close now. We're right there. We're 2 weeks away from the Canes already. NorCal is awaken and a bacon. Jeff from Long Island is in. There we go. Think Blue Dodgers, Big Johnson, James Vivinetti, Lenny Pena, P. Crown in. Ty in the Bronx, John Padilla. Thank you, Lenny. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you, Cactus Rider out there. Thank you. Skylar says, just had a coworker tell me that tariffs are good for the national debt. Started the day with a special kind of stupid. Yeah, that's what are you gonna do, bro? Unfortunately, we have developed a thing where people are just fanboys and fangirls, and they're not even willing to admit they made a mistake or got duped or whatever. It's sad. It's like because they don't want to look bad when they already do, but they don't want to look bad because if they admit they're wrong, oh my God, it's terrible. Maybe he thought he was driving a race in NASCAR. He certainly did. Or Indy race, because he was weaving, U-turning, and all kinds of stuff. So maybe he was off-road. It was an off-road course is what it was. That's what we got. We had an off-road course. Flock cameras. Nice job by you, Alex. Very good, sir. Those flock cameras. That there's debate about those flock cameras. They tell you it's for one thing, but then they could be using it for something else, right? That's kind of what they're talking about with the flock cameras. Those are it right there. 66,478. Uh-oh. Now we're going parabolic. Because remember, it was just under 65. It just hit 66. Now it's at 66,475. So now it's just popping right now. Eventually it's going to happen. Late September, early October. Yes. But those of you that took advantage of a great accumulation period, you are studly. That's all I can tell you. Let's get to our 3A Graphix Sports Calendar. Alan Blanco, if you need custom printing and embroidery, reach out to 3A Graphix, 786-618-1443. Tonight, Inter Miami needs to bounce back. Well, they've got the 13th best team in the conference, Philadelphia. So, you know where the Philadelphia Union play? They play at Subaru Park. And where are we? At Subaru of Pembroke Pines. How about that? Anyway, Inter Miami is plus 145 on the money line. The Philadelphia Union are also plus 145 on the money line. Allende, Bertorami, Rodrigo De Paul, Michael, Santi Morales, and Silvetti are all out with injuries or suspension, like Rodrigo. But again, they still have Messi and the boys. They need to win this game and bounce back after that really disappointing loss to Nashville on Saturday. Running back Jordan Lyle was arrested last week. He was now reportedly driving 130 miles an hour, fleeing Sunrise Police Department. We await trial and we await what happens with Jordan Lyle and his punishment down the line. The Miami Dolphins on Saturday will be taking on the Giants. Giants are favored by 2.5 for you degenerates that bet on preseason games. The Giants are minus 145 on the money line. The Dolphins are plus 120. So Vegas is already telling you what they think of the Dolphin talent. The Dolphins and the Giants, by the way, will scrimmage tomorrow. All right. So they'll scrimmage. Kevin Coleman, the rookie slot receiver, had 2 touchdowns yesterday in practice. Cam Miller was one that threw one of those passes. That is your 3A Graphix Sports Calendar. Well, one more note. The Dolphins today will have a closed walkthrough practice before the joint practice, so no access for the media today. Again, it's a closed walkthrough practice. Barely anything goes on in practice. What are we talking about here, right? That is your 3A Graphix Sports Calendar. If you need custom printing and embroidery, reach out to my guy, Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. And, of course, if you are looking for Canes gear, Dolphins, Marlins, Panthers, Inter Miami, Miami Heat, Caneswear has got it for you. They've got anything and everything practically with the Canes logo on it. And use our code BIG010. Online or in person, you will get 10% off there at Caneswear. Make sure you tell them that we sent you. Okay? All right. Let's see. What else do we have going on to talk about? I saw 66634. This thing's going parabolic. I saw where Omar, and this is where, again, and look, I understand, dude. You have to kind of add some importance to your job. And so you don't want to really, I guess, I don't know, maybe not be honest with people to a certain extent. So Omar puts, Caden Proctor is starting to do one-on-ones like a grown man. He's taken on Zeke Biggers and Matthew Butler and is showing some alpha traits. So I just kind of retweeted and I put 2 unproven defensive tackles versus an unproven left guard. Regular season is the real measuring stick. Mediocre defense versus mediocre offense is no way to prepare for a real NFL competition. And I get it, dude. You're there every day. You've got to justify your existence. You got to put it in the paper. You got to write about these silly practices and all that kind of stuff. Like they actually mean something when they barely mean anything because they barely hit. They barely get prepared for a season. And when you look at this team, they barely have talent. And it's a bad defense against a bad offense. Not an average. There's no average here. These are going to be 2 of the worst units in the NFL. Probably special teams also will be one of the worst special teams units in the NFL because if you're not deep in talent, you won't be really good on special teams. That's usually what happens because you're using some of your players in your rotations usually for special teams. So we'll see what happens on the special team side, but guaranteed offensively and defensively, this is not going to be a good unit. And there's nothing to measure anything by. You can measure something individually, Caden Proctor against Sealer, and you can measure Proctor, can't measure Sealer because Sealer's going up against a rookie. That's not fair to Sealer. He should take advantage of the rookie. Now, if the rookie can stand up to Sealer, good. But if you're standing up to Biggers or anybody else, does not matter. Those people aren't proven at the NFL level. We like Zeke Biggers. We like Phillips. But they haven't done anything yet. They've just flashed a little bit. Doesn't mean anything whatsoever. We've seen lots of players in the history of the Miami Dolphins, if you're a Dolphins fan, that flashed here or there and then all of a sudden didn't do anything else. Hell, we had a receiver that flashed to the point that X said, oh, he could be number one. And listen, I mean, you can tell that he wasn't ever going to be that because he was a Dogecoin guy. You can't measure anything here right now. You do not measure Dolphin offense versus Dolphin defense. Maybe in the late 90s, early 2000s, you can measure the Dolphin offense going up against Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas and the boys constantly. Okay. Now we have a measuring stick because one is quality. The other one is still testing. Well, here, nothing's quality. And I get it. Writers, they're there every day, and they got to try to justify their work and make it sound more important than what it is. But in this case, and in today's NFL, where they barely hit, you're not ever really prepared for the NFL season anymore. Case in point. Half can tell you all he wants about, well, you know, if I play a guy 30, 40 plays tomorrow in the scrimmage, I can't play him in the preseason game also. And, meanwhile, I'm thinking, Jimmy Johnson's teams ran the inside drill every day of the week. They had a day off, and then they went to play the game. And they had two-a-days. And they still played. I disagree to a certain extent. I get it, dude. This is the era of pacing players and all that, but I don't think you become football tough if you don't play football. And I think that's what happens to the game overall, that there isn't enough hitting. I get it during the season. You don't want a lot of hitting. There's enough during the week, the weekends. Totally understand that. But I believe training camps and preseason and all that should be brutal. Injuries are going to be part of the game. But I see as many injuries happening pretty much in this fashion than they do in the other one. But in the other one, I think you're more prepared. You're tougher. Your body can put up with more. It's like anything in life. Once you grind every day, like if you've never worked construction, and in that first week or two or month, oh my God, your body's going to be all screwed up. But then eventually you'll just feel tired. You won't be the body soreness that you normally had early on. Why? Because your body's already trained to take the beating. Everyone will get tired. That's never going to change. Just like the UPS guy that has to do 150, 200, 250 packages a day. At first, must have been a bitch, right? But now it's not that it's easier, but it's more, you're more durable for it. Why? Because you've put your body through the hell of it already. So you still get tired, but you won't have the same beat up body that you had in the first couple of months because you were working muscles and doing things you hadn't done in a while. Anything that you do in life like that. And to me, football is key. So it's nice that Half says, oh, well, if I play this guy too much on this day, then really? So a Thursday, so they have Friday off and you play Saturday and you're worried that you played 30 and how's your team going to be prepared? But again, he's in a catch-22. He doesn't have a lot of talent. Like Zach Sealer gets injured, he's got to pamper him to get him back, and he can't push him because he needs him so desperately. So the few stars that you have, or studs or anchors, you have to kind of pace those people, because look where you're at right now. You have very little talent. I understand the predicament he's in, but this is where I would kind of disagree with the whole take of playing him so little and then I'm so worried about wearing him out. Yeah, I've seen so much worse back in the day, and I just feel like that you ended up being better prepared. I used to love to be able to really know if a team was going to be one thing or another by the end of training camp. And that has not happened in almost 2 decades now. Last 15, 18, 19 years or something. Practice has just gotten so soft nowadays. And the way Half does it, it's not that it's just soft, but it is extremely protective. And at the same time, I think it's a little defective for your preparations. But that's just me. That's my opinion on the way I look at football. I think you've got to play football in order to excel at football. Hey, let me do some music here before I get hot and heavy into a lot of football talk over the next hour. Let's go with famous people, musicians and entertainers, actors, etc., born on the 19th. We start off with Little Romeo, born in 1989, Percy Romeo Miller Jr. Let's see, Christina Perry, born in 1986. Missy Higgins, the Australian singer. She's actually pretty good. I got some of her music. Born in 1983. MC Eric from Technotronic. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. Born in 1970. The late, great Nate Dogg, American rapper, singer, songwriter. Born in 1969. Sadly, we lost him in 2011 at the age of 41. John Deacon, bassist for Queen, stud. When you look at, there are certain bands that you look at, like all the musicians are elite. Queen is one of those bands that when you look at all the musicians, they're just elite. Some of the best in each one of their instruments. Led Zeppelin's like that too. The Who is like that. Certain bands are like that. Queen is definitely one of them. Ian Gillan, who I just saw with Deep Purple. Bless you, my brother. Born in 1945. You're 81 years old right now. Still rocking, jamming with Deep Purple. Also did Black Sabbath. I saw him with Black Sabbath back in the Sunrise Musical Theater for the Live Evil tour, which, by the way, I think that is probably, I'm going to say that Live Evil Black Sabbath is the most underrated Black Sabbath album. How do you like that? It does, because obviously Ozzy and Dio get all the love, and as well they should. Nobody talks about the one album with Ian Gillan, and it was awesome, dude. Ian Gillan was fantastic. Anyway, let's see who else is also jamming here and celebrating a birthday today. Johnny Nash, Tears on My Pillow, born in 1940. Ginger Baker, another. Well, that was an all-star band, Cream as it is. Born in 1939. Now we move over to other famous people born on this day. Remember, if I don't give you an age, unfortunately, they have passed away. Aviator Orville Wright, born in 1871. Fashion designer Coco Chanel, born in 1883. Publisher Malcolm Forbes, born in 1919. TV creator Gene Roddenberry, born in 1921. This list is already like all pro, all world, bro. Just with those names right there. Let's see. Actress Jill St. John, born in 40. She is still with us, 86. Musician Johnny Nash, born in 1940. Actor and former U.S. Senator Fred Thompson, born in 42. He just got a role as an actor, and he knocked it out of the park with that voice and that demeanor and that style. Fred Thompson, like, he played perfectly all the roles that he played, all these military-like movies or political-like movies and all that. Fred was always fantastic. Bill Clinton, I did not have sexual relationships with that. He's the 42nd president, born in 46. He is 80 years old today. Imagine him in over at what's the name of that wacky ass place? Oh, the Villages. Bill Clinton should move over to the Villages. He'd be getting all kinds of tail there. All right, let's see what else. Political commentator Mary Matlin, born in 53, 73. Actor Peter Gallagher and those eyebrows, born in 55. He's 71. Just saw him in that movie. John Stamos, born in 63. He's 63. Kira Cedric, born in 65. She's 61. Kevin Dillon, born in 65. 61. Actor Matthew Perry, born on this date in 69. Musician Fat Joe, born in 70. He is 56. Actress Erica Christensen, born in 82. She is 44. And comedian actor Marcelo Hernandez, born in 97. He is 29. And I just saw, 72 Hours yesterday. Not that good. Anyway, those are famous people born on this date. All right. Time to rock and roll and talk a little NFL football.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
All right, time to rock and roll. The one and only Luke Easterling. How you doing, Luke? Good morning to you, sir.
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Good to have you, my brother. And remember, you can follow him on Twitter at Luke Easterling. And I love what you put on your profile, by the way, because I'm the same way. You took away my blue check mark, bro. I ain't paying you shit for it, dude.
Never going to happen. Never going to happen. They keep begging me to do it, too. It's like 50% off premium. Please come back. No, I'm good.
Yeah. And by the way, I hear people that have the blue check mark also, like, those of us that don't pay, they nail us with, you don't get the same exposure and all that kind of stuff. Right. But I see people that pay and say, I don't see as many people seeing my post too and all that stuff. So it's
almost like it's a racket, Big O.
Yeah. Shocker, huh? Shocker.
It's a grift? What?
I can't believe they're doing that.
No, it's crazy.
Oh, man. I tell you. All right, so let me ask you. You are impartial. You are away from this situation. We are in our 37th rebuild since Don Shula left. So I'm just wondering, my brother, how do you view it from 35,000 feet, what the Dolphins did? I mean, I will give them credit. It's a complete organizational enema, which is a beautiful thing. But your thoughts on it?
Well, it's funny. I wrote about this about a month ago at Athlon because I'm a draft guy, so I'm always, year round looking at, the draft landscape and what's coming down the pipe, and everybody is picking the Dolphins to get the #1 overall pick. And I just, maybe it's more about the fact that I expect many other teams to be worse than they are, but I really like what they did in this offseason. And I think they're going about the rebuild the right way. Like you said, it's top down, it's entirely organizational, and you're doing a bunch of things. But when you just look at the roster, I really think they did everything they could as smart as they could this offseason. Okay. They moved on from pretty much every expensive older veteran guy that's going to cost a lot of money and is not going to be there when you get to where you're going with this rebuild, right? These guys are not going to be here 2-3 years down the road, and they're certainly, if they are, not going to be the same players they are now. They're not going to be here for when this kind of comes to fruition, right? So you cut your losses, you eat the dead cap, you do all that, you have the difficult conversations, you post an Instagram post to say thank you very much for your service, and you move on. They did that. They did that with even with Waddle, who's not, who's in his prime, but you realize, like, hey, by the time, and he's been banged up, by the time we get this thing going, he's probably not going to be around. They locked up the guys that could, though, right? Jordan Brooks, Devon Achane, Aaron Brewer, the core leaders, the core guys that are still in their prime, who I think have a lot of good football ahead. And you know what? In 2, 3, 4 years, I think those guys will still be playing pretty damn good football. And you have an example for these young guys to follow, right? That says, hey, these are among the best players in the league at their position, right? I think Achane's a top 5 running back. I think you can make a strong case that Brewer's the best center in the league. You can make a strong case that Jordan Brooks is the best off-ball linebacker in the league most of the time. And so you have examples on the field and in the locker room of, hey, here, young guy, be like this guy, do this. Malik Willis, a guy who is a fairly cheap starting quarterback for what it costs to get a guy who's capable right now. Would you rather pay what you're paying Malik Willis for what he could be after what we saw in Green Bay in limited work? Or would you rather pay $44 million a year for Daniel Jones? You know what I mean? Like, so they've got some upside there at the quarterback position. I think he's going to impress some people. And then you have the draft class, right? I think they had 13 picks in this draft. They triple dipped at multiple positions. They drafted 3 linebackers. They drafted 3 wide receivers, all different types, different skill sets they bring to the table. I think they balanced, upside and potential with guys that can come in and make an impact right away on both sides of the ball. And so I don't know, man. I looked at everything they added, the young talent, the core guys they kept. The fact that I think the quarterback position is going to impress some people, because I really think Malik Willis is going to be better than a lot of people think. And I'm not saying the team's going to make the playoffs. I just think they're not going to suck as bad as a lot of people do. I think the Cardinals are going to be a worse football team. I think the Jets are going to be a worse football team. I don't even think the Dolphins are going to be the worst team in their own division. So, again, do they finish with a top 10 pick in the draft? Probably. Top 3? I don't see it, man. I think they're going to be better than that.
Wow. Okay. Because I don't see the depth, and you believe more in Malik than I do right now. I got to buy Malik from the pocket, Luke. That's where, all the stuff you see rolling out, it's fantastic. He can throw and he's pretty accurate, but making the smart, clean, fast decisions from the pocket on a consistent basis. Luke, you know how it is. Like, Brady kills you with all these little dinks and dunks, and everybody, he's just dinking and dunking. You have no idea how hard that is to just be on time constantly. Bam, 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 bam. Because team defenses, as you know, they want to put you in 12, 15, 18 play drives because they want you to make a mistake, because that's what's going to happen. That sumbitch is so, his precision, he's not going to make a mistake. And so for me, that's where, when you cross that threshold, in my eyes, is when you can live in the pocket. And I'm just not convinced yet that Willis can live in the pocket.
That's fair. And again, the sample size is small from what we saw in Green Bay, because we can't go back to Tennessee. We can't go back to when he was a rookie and a 3rd-round pick and they throw
that's
him
not fair.
A terrible team.
It's not fair.
That's not tape that's instructive for me. That's not helpful. But what we saw in Green Bay, I think we finally started to see that. And to your point, a lot of it is, listen, you don't have to be Tom Brady, because you're not going to be. Like, nobody's going to be that guy. But what you can do is, for God's sake, take your layups, right? Take your layups. If you get back in the pocket, you progress from 1 to 2 to 3. If it's not there, just dump it off to Devon Achane and let him do what he does. Like, throw the ball, get rid of the ball, and let somebody else handle it. That's your job, to distribute and to do it that way. And so I think we did see more of that from him in Green Bay. We saw the ability to get rid of the ball and not feel like he has to play hero ball all the time, which, let's be honest, Josh Allen still has problems with that. Like, he's a different beast, but like, even some of the best quarterbacks in the league still struggle with not feeling like I have to make a highlight reel play on every play. Again, I thought we saw a more collected, a more balanced, a more polished version of Malik Willis, again, in limited work in Green Bay last year. But I think it's worth taking a chance on how much better he is right now as a veteran guy after 3 or 4 years, and how much he still has room to grow. I think he still does have that athleticism, that arm strength. I think he still has all those physical traits, but I think people are going to be impressed by what they get from him this year.
Yeah, this is a gamble that there is no lose to the situation because you're not really paying him. It's the kind of money you can get out of right away. It's not a real big deal. And you test at the moment, you have no quarterback. It's impossible to find one. So you might as well test the waters. And Lord knows we've been testing the waters since Marino, brother. It's like it's some crazy stuff overall. So you don't see Miami in the 1-2 win, 3-win category. You think they're going to be 4, 5, 6, something like that?
Yeah, I think so. Again, I think some of that young talent is going to rise to the occasion. I don't know where it's going to be. I think some of it's at linebacker. I love the linebackers they drafted in this class. Jacob Rodriguez, Kyle Lewis in particular was a guy who I had, I think, 76th on my board, and he ends up being a 4th-round pick. I think he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I love the receivers. Caleb Douglas, we saw the ridiculous catch he made in the preseason opener, but I like the way they attack the receiver position. I think Chris Bell, once he gets fully healthy, you're going to have a 1st-round talent in him. Kevin Coleman from Missouri. Again, I just think they did what you're supposed to do. They loaded up the roster with as much young talent as possible. You're not going to hit on everybody, but you increase your percentages with as much talent as they brought in that class. And I think the biggest question mark is what are we going to get from Jeff Hafley? Like, you got a 1st-year head coach. Can he deploy a dominant defense again while also handling the CEO type responsibilities of the head coach? That's always the big question when you have a first-time head coach. Can you handle your business on your side of the ball, which is what got you this job, while also handling all those first-time responsibilities? I think that may be the biggest question mark this team has.
Were you cool with the Caden Proctor pick?
I mean, no, just because Ruben Bain Jr. was on the board, and I'm also a lifelong Bucs fan, so I'm not mad about that at all.
God,
so I can't.
You win.
I mean, you can see behind me. I'm a lifelong Bucs guy, so I'm not mad at all about letting Ruben Bain come to Tampa Bay. But if I was in that room in Miami, that would have been a no-brainer pick for me. Again, as a player, I understand what they're banking on with Caden Proctor. I just think he's a year or two away, which, again, for a team like this, that's okay with them. But, man, you had a chance to bring in a guy who just got done dominating college football in Miami. I feel like that was a little bit of a no-brainer pick that they should have made.
If he becomes a stud right tackle, because eventually you're going to have to move him to right tackle,
yes,
then everything works out and it'll be fine. But if he just becomes a good player or an average player, this is going to look bad because Ruben Bain, for me, is going to be a stud. He just looks like we've seen it down here in Miami, those guys, when they come out of here, we look at him and we go, oh, that son of a bitch is going to kill it in the next level. Yeah. And he's just one of those guys that's wired that way. And you just kind of expect it. So I'm not surprised, man. He was driving Membu crazy 2 weeks ago in the practice.
Did you see at practice yesterday? He was still on the field an hour after practice by himself and with him in a sled, just going to town on this sled an hour after practice. That dude, it's the preseason, it's training camp. We got to see real football, but I as a draft guy, I follow this stuff so closely throughout the college football season. He was the most dominant defensive player I saw in the entire country last year. He was the number 4 overall player on my board, and the fact that 14 teams decided they didn't want that is crazy to me. But I'm happy my Bucs get to reap the rewards for hopefully the next 12 years.
That short arms bullshit and all that.
Don't get me started on that, man. It's so stupid.
Yeah, so stupid, so ridiculous. By the way, Ray Lewis was not a big linebacker.
Yeah, guess what? Go ask every offensive tackle he faced last year how short his arms were. I bet you they won't give a damn.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Texas A&M was talking all that shit, and he just gave it to him. And they've got NFL linemen on that Texas A&M squad.
Didn't do him much good. His short arms didn't do those guys much good.
By the way, just out of curiosity, because he played lights out. It's only preseason, so you can't. But he did play lights out, and he's in a structure also. Even though he didn't play with all the top guys either. But will Ty Simpson be in a conversation a couple of years from now if we say, oh, Caden Proctor didn't work, but Ruben Bain or Ty Simpson could have been options?
I mean, that's always the risk with a quarterback, right? If you didn't pick the guy that hits, right? Every team in the league is like, damn it, why didn't I take Brock Purdy at any point in that draft until the last pick, right? I should have done that. But again, you're also talking about a guy who lands in San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan, with that offense. It's a much different conversation, I think, especially at that position. It matters so much where you go. And so I think Ty Simpson, not to take anything away from him and his talent, but is there a better offense to land in than with Sean McVay to go to that? You mean to sit behind a future Hall of Famer in Matthew Stafford, to be around a championship organization from day one? I think that was the flip side. Obviously, so many of us criticized that pick for the Rams because of where they are as a team and the fact that they could have used somebody that they could play right away and help them win a championship. The flip side of that is a couple years down the road, if you've got a quarterback like that who's been in your system, who clearly has the talent and just needs the experience, that's a perfect environment to incubate a successful starting quarterback. And it won't be surprising to me if we get the best version of what Ty Simpson can be because of the environment that he landed in.
And by the way, I had no problem with the pick. One, because I was actually a Ty Simpson guy. But two, those dudes know how to hit late in the draft, and they hit like crazy late in the draft. So when you're that good drafting top to bottom, you can take that kind of a gamble, and it's really a super smart gamble because if the kid is ready, and I mean, look, dude, when we all think about it in hindsight, the only ones that do it the right way are Green Bay. They're the only ones that do it the right way. They keep drafting a guy, and they do it the old-fashioned way, and he sits there.
You don't even end up in the position to do that, too. Like, it's hard to end up in a spot where, like, hey, we can draft this guy. We're in a position because it's hard to find those guys, and it's hard for all those planets to align to be like, think about the Rams. They're picking 13th. Why? Not because they were there, but because it was Atlanta's pick. And so they're like, we're not going to pick in the top 15 anytime soon and get a quarterback that we think is worthy of this. Let's just go ahead and pull the trigger now. Also, they decided they could have their cake and eat it too because they traded for Myles Garrett after that. So it's like, hey, we can get the future guy, we can get the now guy at the same time, and we can do whatever we want. So I guess we'll have to believe we'll have to hold our criticism next time because there's a lot of ways to improve your roster for now and later.
By the way, you can follow him on Twitter at Luke Easterling, like I do and many others, and catch his work there at Athlon Sports. Luke, are you buying the Cowboys?
I'm buying their ability to win this division just because I'm worried about Philly's offense again. I still think that I have to believe that they're not going to be as boring on that side of the ball. I have to see it to believe it. I think Dak Prescott's going to throw for 4 million yards this year, give or take. With the receivers he's got, and he's capable of it. We've seen him flirt with 5,000 yards before. I think he throws for 5,000 yards this year. I think they have a very balanced offense with the talent to be really, really dangerous. And I just don't know, man. Philly's defense is going to be good, but they're going to have to prove to me that offense can be good enough to win that division. I think they're a sneaky pick to win the NFC East if they stay healthy. I like the defensive additions they made. Caleb Downs was the best player in this draft to me, regardless of position. They end up getting him at 11. Jayshon Barham, they got out of Michigan. Malachi Lawrence. They drafted so many of my favorite defensive players in this draft. And again, I just think they've got enough to where if Philly slips up even a little bit, Dallas has a chance to win that division.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm with you, division, but then the problem is the playoffs, right?
Yeah. I didn't say shit about the playoffs. I didn't say anything about how far they're going to go because I don't believe in them in the playoffs either. You want to talk about having to see it to believe it? I'll believe the Cowboys are a genuine contender when they win meaningful games in January.
Mike Vrabel's been a good coach at Tennessee, and he proved to be a hell of a coach last year. Does he have it in him to survive all the crap that he may deal with this year with the whole Rossini stuff?
I mean, that is a unique beast, right? So that remains to be seen. That's a non-football thing that frankly, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you go about that. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that impacts the team and the building. You'd like to think that he's got enough experience to not maybe this unique situation, but knowing how to navigate your guys in your locker room through whatever adversity, self-created or not, you find yourself in. Your job at the end of the day is to get a winning football team on the field and execute. And so I think he'll probably try to take that angle, which is like, hey, it's not about the details. It's about, hey, we're dealing with the situation. It's a distraction. Can we stay focused and can we win football games? I think they're obviously talented enough to do it. And I do think he's a damn good football coach. I don't take that away from him at all. I think he's smart enough to understand that it's nobody's fault but his own. And I think he's going to do his best to keep the focus on the field. I think they obviously are a team that even though they were inconsistent on defense last year, they were able to ride that offense. And now you have you've added AJ Brown to that. You're healthier on defense. I think they have a chance to win that division again. Again, Buffalo's going to have something to say about that. But the off-field stuff is unique. It's a unique situation, but I think he's going to again try to generalize it in a way to use it as motivation. As crazy as that sounds, to be like, hey, we've seen it before, right? People will go out and they've done terrible things off the field, and they'll be like, oh, look at all this adversity I overcome. You created the adversity for yourself. You did this to yourself and put yourself in this situation. So I know he can't blame anybody else for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he uses it with his team to try to be like, hey, everybody's doubting us. They think we can't do that. And it's like, well, why? Why? Because you did this.
All right, so Luke, how does the story unfold in your eyes this year between the Atlanta Falcons and former Miami Dolphin quarterback Tua Tagovailoa?
I mean, as a human being, I just hope the man stays healthy. Like that's the first thing I want to see. And again, as a Bucs guy, I'm not rooting for the Falcons to do anything successful. So I'll lay my biases on the table right away. And honestly, I'm a big believer in Michael Penix Jr. if he can stay healthy. I think all things considered, I think Michael Penix Jr. has the ability to take that offense farther than Tua does. And part of that is, again, I don't know how he stays healthy because he just never has. And so I don't know how it's not about, whether or not Michael Penix Jr. will be starting at some point. It's when, because I just don't know if he's able to stay healthy or not, if Tua is. And so obviously I hope he is, because I'm always rooting for everybody to stay healthy and be the best versions of themselves. And
it's a better game.
It is, man. It makes for a better sport, and I think it makes for better conversations. I want everybody's best against everybody's best. I think that's the best way to enjoy the game. So I hope to see that. I think Penix Jr. has a more upside, if you will, more potential to kind of raise the ceiling of that offense. But if Falcons fans, I think the best world for them is you get a healthy Tua Tagovailoa for as many games as possible, and you see that version of him that we saw flashes of in Miami, where he's making the quick reads. He's got the quick things open. He's able to get the ball into this, because obviously the playmakers are there, which again, he had those in Miami. And when he was healthy, they put up some big numbers. But if he's able to stay healthy, you got Drake London, you've got Bijan Robinson, you've got Kyle Pitts, you drafted Zachariah Branch, who I love, out of Georgia. You've got weapons there to be dangerous. I just really hope he stays healthy, man. Again, I'm not hopeful that they'll win the division from a personal standpoint, but I really hope that he's able to play as many games as possible and stay healthy, and that if he does get beat out, it's about performance and not the fact that he got injured again.
By the way, Canes fans right now, you mentioned Georgia, they are really nervous right now, Canes fans, because Jordan Lyle was busted speeding 130 miles an hour, and there's no doubt that Kirby Smart is recruiting him right away. I mean, right?
That's crazy. Like, that whole thing has got, like, we're gonna get a 30 for 30 someday on the epidemic that within that program with the driving. I don't get it, man. At some point it's got to stop. I don't understand.
Maybe NASCAR should sponsor Georgia football.
Didn't they? I think they literally just announced yesterday they've got a sponsorship with like Progressive. It's like car insurance, and I'm like, wow. It's a little too on the nose, isn't it?
Well, hey, on that staff, they make a lot of money on the premiums. I got to tell you.
Hey, and you can't play football these days without slapping 18 logos on everything. Those are the rules now. So
that's it. What do you got going on in Athlon Sports so folks can check you out, Luke?
We got a ton, man. Like I said, I'm a draft guy, so I love staying focused on the rookies. I'm writing all about the rookies that are popping here in the preseason and training camp. So every week I have recaps every night of the rookie performances that we saw. I just wrote a big article earlier this week about every team's most underrated rookie. So you can go see who I have for Miami there. You can go see who I have for all 32 teams. I do a new mock draft every week during the season, all the way through the draft season. So if I know people think it's too early for that, and I hope people understand, I'm not trying to get any of these picks right in August and September. What I'm trying to do is give you an idea of what the teams could possibly need, who the players I'm expecting will be on the board and available and worth these picks. So you can go into the season knowing who to watch in college for your team. And then by the time you get to April, if you've read all my mock drafts, you've seen every scenario, you've seen every possibility, and you have a reason to be excited about 40 different players joining your team as opposed to getting locked into one guy and then setting yourself up for disappointment. That's why I do so many, to try to present all those different scenarios to fans so they can be as educated as possible. But we have such a great team at Athlon, man. I know everybody knows us for the magazines, but on the digital side, we have such a great team, college and pro, that's got so much fresh, good content. I know everybody's swimming in this AI overview world where it's all this nonsense. We have a great team of human beings creating some really, really good stuff every day over there. Athlonsports.com. You can sign up for our email newsletter, so you don't even have to go searching for everything. We'll serve up our bbest stuff to you every morning in your inbox, and you don't have to go working hard to find it.
And by the way, you got plenty of people to do that, because we got Dolphin fans that say, well, it'll be a crappy year and the quarterback will struggle and we'll get Arch. Oh, no, you know what? We may not win a lot, but Malik's going to be awesome. We'll get Jeremiah next year. That's kind of the way everybody looks at it. Although, I got to tell you, Chris Bell, I think, is one of the steals of the effing draft, dude.
If he stays healthy, man, he's going to be so much fun. You want to talk about, I talked about A.J. Brown earlier. That's who he could be if he stays healthy.
He is, his maturity, his route running, his body control, hands at his age now is sick, dude. Yeah. And if he just comes back from this knee injury, man, he's going to be the number one, and Caleb should be the number two. And then you should have the two slot guys fighting their, Coleman and Malik should be fighting for that number 3 spot. I think if the world is perfect, that's kind of how it ends up for the Miami Dolphins.
I agree. And again, I think if they pick anywhere in the top 10 next year, they're going to be happy, because they're either A, going to need a quarterback and probably have one worth taking, or B, they don't, and 3 or 4 other teams take quarterbacks ahead of them, and they end up with an elite pass rusher like Dylan Stewart out of South Carolina, Colin Simmons out of Texas. They end up with an elite corner like Leonard Moore out of Notre Dame. Like you said, Jeremiah Smith could be on the board if enough quarterbacks go ahead of them. They're going to have options anywhere in that top 10, because they'll either have a quarterback they can take, or the quarterbacks will push everybody else down the board to them.
Good stuff. Luke, as always, thanks for taking the time, my brother. We will catch up down the line, my friend. Appreciate you.
Hey, my pleasure. Enjoy your week.
You got it.
Hi, this is Jeff, formerly of Welton Rayon, PA, a longtime sponsor of the Big O Show. Now that Dan retired, I opened Welton Associates. I started this firm with a simple belief: when you hire a lawyer, you should be able to talk to your lawyer. For nearly 30 years, I have helped Floridians through serious legal problems. At my firm, you get direct access to me, clear communication, and a lawyer who knows the details of your case. I believe technology should make legal representation easier, not more impersonal. At Welton Associates, you get direct access to me, clear answers, personal attention, and real advocacy. Look us up at weltlawfirm.com or give me a call at 954-966-4646. Consultations are always free, and let me know that you found me at the Big O Show.
All right, we are back here at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, and right now the Subaru Forester, by the way, $227 a month, the base, 1.9% financing. You can also get the Ascent Premium, $337 a month, 0.9% financing. The Outback Premium, $277 a month, 0.9% financing. These financing rates are crazy. The Crosstrek, great, safe, beautiful, reliable vehicle. If you got somebody that's new in the family, starting out driving, young person, and $179 a month for that SUV, that is ridiculous. 1.9% financing. The Impreza Sport, $207 a month, 2.9% financing. The WRX, $347 a month, 1.9% financing. Come on out here, man. Tell them that Big O sent you. You will get $500 off too when you mention my name here at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right. Let's see. By the way, ripping 68,400 now. Love it. All right. Dow's up 146. S&P's up 31. NASDAQ's up 1.5. SpaceX down 4. All right. Not bad. All right. We promised you we were going to talk a little Miami Hurricanes. And we're going to do it with Adam Lichtenstein next.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
There he is, ready to go. How you doing, Adam? You doing good, baby?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Very good. AB Lichtenstein on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Obviously talking a little Canes. By the way, Adam, any truth now that Georgia's in town trying to recruit Jordan Lyle since they caught him at 130 miles an hour? Any truth to that?
Yeah, well, no comment.
So what else do we know outside of the police report? Anything else? Mario, I know, is waiting for everything else and all that good stuff.
Yeah, all UM has said so far is that they're waiting for the legal process to play out. So we haven't heard anything official, beyond that. We'll see, closer to, the season opener, whether he's suspended because the ACC now mandates availability reports. So I believe if he's suspended, he'll have to be listed as out for that season opener. I imagine that's probably the first we'll hear of it, maybe the week of if Cristobal decides to announce it, but he likes to play stuff like that close to the chest. So I don't anticipate knowing for sure until we see that first availability report.
Yeah, and I don't even know when's the court date set and all that kind of stuff could drag on too, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's been a court date set yet, at least not since I last checked, the court records. So right now we just have like the probable cause affidavit, which gives kind of the narrative that the police officer, gave from, the incident, from the search warrant and everything. So that's about what we know right now. We reached out to Jordan Lyle's lawyer who, hasn't gotten back to us. So that's about all we know right now.
All right, man. Sounds good. All right. Just make sure you have good insurance if you're hanging around with Jordan Lyle in his car. That's for damn sure. All right. So what are your thoughts on the team, dude? Because like the seventh ranked team in the country, I like that for Mario for using it as motivational purposes. Because I think this team should be like number 2 or 3 right behind Ohio State. Ohio State, I'm good with being number 1, but I think Miami is right there when we start talking about some of the best teams in the country. How do you look at them, Adam?
No, I completely agree with you. I'm not helping out Mario with any of his motivational tactics because this is my first year as an AP voter, and I actually have the Hurricanes number 3 in my initial poll. So I have them behind Ohio State. I have them behind Oregon. I really like Oregon this year. But the Hurricanes, I mean, I've been around this team now, this version of the team since spring, and I really don't see, many, if any, weaknesses. In fact, I don't really see any weaknesses per se. There's a couple spots that are maybe question marks that we just don't know about yet. The offensive line, linebacker, tight end. Those are question marks, but I think there's talent in all those groups. I think those are groups that are capable of playing, up to par for a championship caliber team. And then every other position is loaded. Obviously Darian Mintz is fantastic. He's been great in his first 2 years as a starter at Tulane and Duke. That running back room is fantastic with or without Jordan Lyle. The receiver room is incredible. One of only a couple teams in the country that have 2,000-yard receivers. I like the defensive line. You lose Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor, and I don't think they'll take a huge step back, which is a testament to how they've recruited over the years. I like the secondary a lot. I think it's just a loaded team. I don't think they're weak really almost anywhere. I have a few questions, but I think those positions that I have questions about are going to be, solid groups anyway.
Yeah, I think they actually took a step up at quarterback too. I think they got a guy that is, definitely going to be perfect to run this offense, overall. Mensah, I think, is outstanding for this offense.
I agree. I like I've liked Mensa since he was at Tulane. I thought Miami should have pursued him last year. That was been before I think Carson Beck, decided not to go into the draft and all that jazz. But I liked Mensa for Miami last year. So when they were able to, pluck him out of the portal at the last second, I thought that was obviously a huge addition. I thought, before that point, I'm thinking, well, it's a good team, but who's going to play quarterback? Is it going to be Luke Nichols? Is it going to be Emory Williams? And then they get Mensa, and I'm like, okay, they're locked and loaded for the season. I really like, everything Mensa brings to the team. I like his ability to, evade, escape the pocket when he needs to. He doesn't have the strongest arm ever, but he's got a strong enough arm. He's very accurate. Only had 6 interceptions last year, and is able to just make plays. Seems like he's got a very good grasp of the offense. One of the things that's come up a lot in the spring and fall is that Shannon Dawson the offensive coordinator doesn't bring in a quarterback and say, you're going to do X, Y, and Z. He brings in a quarterback and says, what do you like to do? What are you good at? What are your skills? We'll mold the offense to fit you. And he did it with Cam Ward 2 years ago. He did it with Carson Beck last year. I think he'll do it again with Darian Mensa this year. So I really like Mensa in this offense. And then, as I mentioned, he's got more weapons than I think any quarterback could really hope for. I think that's a loaded offense, and he's going to have lots of targets to throw to.
The only thing they got to get back to is being tight end bro. That was a position that they were always producing a NFL caliber tight end, and they have not gotten to that point yet. Is the Vegas kid gonna make an impact finally? What do you think?
I think so. Elijah Lofton, he came in with all this hype a couple of years ago, and I think he's a talented player, but he's not the 6'7", 255-pound tight end who can be an impact blocker and also, make things happen in the passing game. I think he's kind of more of that H-back, get out in space and, be bigger than the linebacker or safety or corner that ends up matched up with him. I think he's capable of being an impact player. I'm concerned, though, a little bit with the depth because they lost probably the guy who's going to be their top blocking tight end, Luka Gilbert. He's that prototypical 6'7", 250 tight end. He's out for the year. So they're going to be looking at guys like Gavin Muller, who has that same kind of size, a freshman. I keep wanting to say he's out of Colorado, but I think he's actually from Illinois or Indiana. He was committed to Colorado. But he's got that size, and he's also a playmaker. He was very skilled at on offense, played all over the field in high school. They've also got Israel Briggs, he came in very lanky at 215 or so. He's put on some weight, but I don't know if he quite has the blocking ability yet. We haven't seen him in a game or a scrimmage, so we can't say for sure. They've got a couple other guys in the roster, Jack Nickel, Jackson Carver, a former walk-on Owen Ruskovich, who has the size and has always kind of intrigued me the last couple of years in practice because he's got the prototypical size. Played a little bit last year. So it's kind of that's probably the biggest question mark on the team. I think Lofton can be a playmaker. I think he can make things happen, especially in the passing game. The question is who they turn to when they need that extra blocker.
Yeah, to me, that's the one area, and it's such a safety blanket for all quarterbacks. But considering the running game and how strong your receivers are, Jesus Christ, dude.
You could just line up with 4 receivers. Just line up with 4 receivers.
Yes.
Who needs a tight end?
Right, exactly. So that's a good thing, for this offense overall. All right, the offensive line, they lost a lot of people, man. How are you expecting them? Obviously with Cristobal and Mirabal there, you almost feel like they're in a point now where they're shuffling in and out now, and they're just reloading. Right?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. If there's any coaching staff I think could turn around and rebuild an offensive line on the fly, it's Mario Cristobal and Alex Mirabal. So I do have a lot of confidence that whatever group they throw together, who will be the top 5 on against Stanford, that it'll be a solid group. But like you said, they lost a lot, and honestly, if they had returned, say Francis Noah had turned down being a first round pick and decided to come back to college for another year, I might have put Miami number 1 in my preseason poll. Because that's the biggest question mark about this team. Not because I don't think it'll be good. I just haven't seen it yet. Right. They've got 2 returners. They've got Samson Okunlola and Matthew McCoy. Both guys played a significant role at left guard last year, rotating in and out. They haven't, the coaches haven't told us who's going to play where. I assume, McCoy and Okunlola, they can both play tackle. They can both play guard. They're very versatile. They've got experience at both positions. So we'll see where they end up. I expect I think Okunlola's got a lot of reps that we saw at left tackle, and McCoy's been at right tackle. But like I said, either of them can slide inside to guard. Then you've got Ryan Rodriguez, who's probably locked in to play center. He's been on the team for longer than just about anybody. He's been here since Manny Diaz was at UM. So he hasn't really gotten a full opportunity because when he's got the chance to play, he's gotten hurt. He actually started Miami season opener 2 years ago at Florida and got hurt in the season opener, and I don't think came back during that season. So the coaching staff likes him. He just hasn't played a lot. So he's probably locked in at center. And then the other two spots are kind of up for grabs. And there's a lot of underclassmen. I actually wrote about this yesterday. A lot of underclassmen who are fighting for those roles. I mean, first off, you've got sophomores in guys like Max Buchanan, S.J. Alifai-Tuli, two guys who can both play guard or center. And then you have two huge freshmen, Jackson Cantwell, who was the number 2 overall player in the class, best offensive lineman in the recruiting class from 2026, who is just like one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen in my life. He's like, I'm like looking at him, like I met him I guess really the first time at one of the playoff games last year, and I like shake his hand. I'm just looking up at him like, "Hi, Jackson, I'm Adam." So massive human. He's got the tackle build. He's 6'8", 330 pounds. So he's got the tackle body, but he might not play tackle this year. He might move inside the guard. He's been practicing there as well. And another guy who's really gotten a lot of buzz in spring and fall is Ben Congdon, who was a good prospect in his own right, 4-star prospect out of Ohio. He's really impressed during spring and fall camp. So I could definitely see him sliding in at guard as well. I think they're going to probably shuffle guys around the line. We'll see guys move around, especially the first month of the year when they're playing, Stanford, FAMU, Central Michigan. Like, we'll see guys move around. But I think they want to have that solidified, especially by the second month of the year when they go to play Clemson, they play FSU, and get into that part of the schedule. We'll start seeing maybe who their 5 favorite guys are at each position.
Dude, you're going to do something you have not done on this beat during the Mario Cristobal era now for the first time. Do you know what it is?
My first instinct, probably, I assume, cover an ACC championship game. But
that and maybe a national championship, all that. No, but I'm talking about like everyday, like roster stuff. Like for the first time, when the backup quarterback comes in to clean up because it's a route or whatever, you're actually going to be talking about the quarterback of the future. Like you never did that. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody came in, it was just like a jag that was coming in. Like Mario's days of going out to go buy the quarterback every year, looks like they're done now. Now Luke Nickel and the other kid now, they're gonna be set up that those guys know that they're the future now. And so Canes fans also, not only will you get to write about it and cover it, but Canes fans will now start to see the future coming off the bench.
Yeah, you're right. I'm actually writing about that today. Who's going to back up Darian Mensah. You got three scholarship quarterbacks, Judd Anderson, Luke Nickel, Darian Coleman. Judd Anderson's played one snap in 2 years. Yeah, Anderson's played one snap in 2 years. I don't really expect him to take over, but he is in the room, and look, you never know. Nickel and Coleman are the 2 blue chip guys they brought in. Nickel in his second year now, Darian Coleman, the freshman. I like both of them. I really like what Coleman can bring. Something about the way the ball comes out of his hand when I've watched him in practice is just impressive. It's maybe kind of cliche, but it kind of reminds me of Cam Ward and just the easy way the ball comes out of his hand. They're both, they both came in kind of raw. I think Coleman has improved a good amount since I saw him in the spring, and when I saw him play in the high school state title game the end of last year. I like both of them. I don't know who is the official number 2, entering the season. It might not be decided yet. But I think, like you said, it's interesting because Cristobal has said he doesn't plan on going to the portal next year. Now things can change if, the players don't develop the way they like, and you can get, I don't know, a Darian Mensah-esque quarterback, and you have a championship roster and you don't want to trust it to a first-time starter, then maybe you go out and spend the money on a transfer anyway. Nothing Cristobal said is binding, but they're recruiting blue chip quarterbacks now. The guy they have in this recruiting class, Izzy Abrams, is a 5-star prospect. So they're recruiting quarterbacks at a high level now. So I think there's a very good chance we'll see either Coleman or Nickel, starting this time next year, and it'll probably be the moment. Honestly, they're probably battling for that role right now. I mean, it's probably in the back of their minds that hey, if I do well, I'll be the leader in the clubhouse going into next year.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm excited for that, because I think that's a really cool thing. Plus, you're playing with fire, dude. Every year that you don't have a quarterback and you got to go to the transfer portal, and one of those years you're going to end up with a guy that isn't really going to help you, and so you're better off going this way. Plus, it's cheaper. Also, it's going to be cheaper because the kid first has to be a stud and hit before he can ask you for more money next year. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing there overall. So that'll save Mario a little money, but I think that's kind of exciting too, not only for writers but also for fans, that they get to see the future come off the bench. Back in the day when you probably weren't born, but back in the day, that's what used to happen when Vinny Testaverde went and sat down, when Craig Erickson sat down, when all those guys sat down, the future usually came off the bench for a little time, and we got to see him, all of a sudden, because that was the way that it used to be done. And it's good to get into that cycle now for Mario. Now, as we get into year 5, you kind of see all the cycles taking over, that you're able to reload. You're able to have the backup that's now waiting in the wings. You have the depth that you didn't have. You have all your guys that have gone through the system now in year 5. All the stuff that did not exist in the first 2-3 years. Now he has all those luxuries now.
No, you're exactly right. And like I said, we see it on the offensive line. Like, they lost 4 starters, and they're going to replace all those guys with guys they recruited, guys who are in-house or, came in this recruiting class. Like, they brought in they brought in technically 3 offensive line transfers: Jamal Merriweather, Jacob Hawks, and Jonathan Klein. But I don't anticipate any of those guys starting. So it's going to be guys who are in-house, guys who they recruited and developed on their own. And you see that also at defensive line where, they added Damon Wilson, who was a big-time addition, but you also have Armando Blunt, you have Marquise Lightfoot, you have Third Scroggins, you have these guys who are going to play big roles this year who, were all recruits who all signed with Miami out of high school.
Yeah, and Adam, brutally, we just have to say, you can't lose the game this year if you're Mario. You need to run. I get the Notre Dame game is going to be the tough one, but the ACC should be in the bag for you this year. There is 0 excuses, and that is one hurdle that you must overcome this year that you have never overcome as a university, right? This is the year that you have to break that glass ceiling, correct?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Notre Dame game, that's going to be an insane environment. It's going to be one of the biggest games of the year. It's going to be fantastic, but it's not going to determine the Hurricanes' fate this year, most likely, because they should, like you said, they should run the table, and they're in the ACC. They are the prohibitive favorite. Their schedule is, they're avoiding the 2 teams who I think are the next 2 best teams in the conference, in Louisville and SMU. They play Clemson, but Clemson went 7-6 last year. We don't really know what they're going to be. I think they're talented. I actually put them 25 in my preseason ranking, but don't know what they're going to end up being. FSU, don't know what they're going to be this year. I don't anticipate them being fantastic. And then you have, after that, it's like the next best ACC team on the schedule is Wake Forest.
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech. Yeah, Virginia Tech. But we don't know what they're going to be either. I think they'll be all right. I think they'll be better than they were last year for sure. But are they going to win 6 games or 8 games? I don't know. And then it's like, you got Wake Forest, who won 9 games last year but lost a lot. You have UNC on the road on Halloween, which is spooky, but that's more vibes than any talent thing. I think Miami should be
the girlfriend is more spooky there at UNC than anything else.
Well, Miami hasn't won in their last 3 games in Chapel Hill, so things get a little spooky up there. I don't know. That's more of a college
Brown's
football
gone, bro. Mac Brown's gone, bro. Mac Brown's gone. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Wouldn't it be very Bill Belichick to torment South Florida sports fans one more time?
Yeah, but that was when he had Tom Brady and he could do that.
I don't actually expect North Carolina to beat Miami. Yeah. I'm just saying weird stuff happens in college football. But like I said, like after the FSU and Clemson, there's really not a great. You're missing the best teams in the conference. So they'll be favorites in all these games. Barring something crazy happening, like Darian Mensah getting hurt. Knock on wood. They'll be the favorites in all these games. They should have a pretty clear path to Charlotte. And if you win,
I believe the Vatek game is here, right? I believe the Vatek game is here, right?
Yeah.
So even your hardest ACC game, which I believe it's actually harder than FSU and Clemson, is here at home. And I'm with you. Listen, Clemson, you don't know, and you got to give Dabo his respect, but you should be better than them, and you should be better than Florida State. That's just the bottom line.
The Clemson game's on the road. It's a great environment. So that'll be tough. That's their first real big test of the year. And you can look at some of these other games, like Wake Forest is a Friday night game. It's a weird scheduling, stuff like that. Stanford is on the road on a Friday night, like weird stuff like that on the West Coast. But there's no actual football reason where I think anyone would pick Miami to lose any of their conference games. They should win those games, and if you get to Charlotte and you beat probably Louisville or SMU or Clemson again or someone, you go to the playoffs. So that's the path. Even if you lose to Notre Dame, it's, like I said, it's going to be a great game, highlight of the season. You don't have to win that game for all your goals to stay intact. So this needs to be the year where there's no dumb slip-ups. They don't make mistakes, against an SMU or a Louisville, where they don't lose a game they should win. This needs to be the year.
And by the way, Adam will be joining us, thanks to our friends at Sloman's Home Shield. He'll be joining us all throughout the season on the post-game show and giving us a report fresh out of there. So Adam and Manny will be joining us covering Canes football this year. So looking forward to it. And boy, you got those crazy Friday nights. But although that kind of sucks, right? Because then you're traveling on Saturday and you're missing some of the games on Saturday too, right?
Depends on the airline. If I'm flying JetBlue that has TVs in every seat, then fantastic. I'll just watch the games on the plane. But if I'm flying Frontier, like I am for 1 or 2 flights this year, I'll be incognito for 2 hours.
Yeah, but they have internet, right? So you can at least you can connect and watch on your phone.
Yeah,
or something
and
like
the good thing is the home games that are I think there's 2 home games or 1 home game that's on a Thursday. That means I get my whole Saturday to watch football, keep up with what's going on around the country. So there are pros and cons.
Did you have to fly Frontier?
They tell me find the cheapest reasonable flight. They say, look, they're not going to make me fly, at 3 a.m.
Boy, you want cheap. Frontier is cheap. That's for sure.
Frontier will get you there, and that's all I'll say. They'll get you there.
You know what's my favorite airline, dude? Alaska Airlines.
Never flown on it.
Freaking awesome. They fly. They handle the entire flight and human beings exactly the way you would want an airline to do things.
If I ever have to fly to Seattle or to Anchorage for the Anchorage Bowl, I will.
They go to more places. They actually go to more places than what you think. You should always look them up just for the hell of it and try it one day, and you'll remember me, because it'll blow you away. You're like, whoa, what the hell is this? Like, wow, okay, I didn't know this from Alaska Airlines. I had no idea, but I got to give props to them. They should become a sponsor, of course, but no.
Yeah, no free ads.
But no, but it's true. They actually blew me away. I thought Alaska Airlines actually did a very good job. All right, so the prediction. What's the prediction, Adam? Before we're because the next time you're on, it's post game Stanford.
I mean, I have to. I'm torn between 11-1 and 12-0, because I think it all depends on what you think is going to happen in that Notre Dame game. And when I think about that game, it's 2 months away, so we don't know what these teams are going to look like. We can only guess. But it's November 7th. Miami's played probably 8 games by then, I think. Offensive line should be pretty settled by then. Offense should be clicking by then.
It's a great point,
Notre
by the
Dame.
way.
Huh?
It's a great point on your part.
Yeah,
it's a great point.
It's Notre Dame's got a great team. I mean, CJ Carr is legit. Their running back who backed up Love and Price last year is very good. They've got decent receivers. They've got a lot returning on the O-line. Their defense is great. Best secondary in the country.
They got the best coach in college football. They got the best coach in college football, man.
They're absolutely loaded. So I don't know. It just screw it. 12-0. They're going to beat Notre Dame on the road. Screw it.
Listen. I think Marcus Freeman's the best coach in college football. I really do. I really believe that guy's the best college coach. When you look at the whole package, that guy's got it, dude. Everything about him.
They might have the 2 best coaches in college football might be in the same state, in Indiana.
Yeah. That is very true. I mean, you think about it, Miami, if it wasn't for the mistakes, they win the national championship game, bro. I mean, if they don't make their own mistakes, they win that game, overall. So yeah, that I like that. I like that overall. But yeah, Freeman's a badass. But I just think Miami is perfectly loaded for that game, and they beat them last year.
Yeah, and
And
I think Miami.
I
I think both teams are better this year than they were last year. So it's going to be like that weekend. If you look at the schedule for that weekend, it's also like LSU, Ole Miss. I think Georgia plays somebody big that weekend. It's a huge week. I think it's Ohio State I think it's Ohio State, Oregon that weekend. That's the cancel my calls, tell the wife that you're busy, not doing anything, sitting on the couch for 12 hours kind of day.
Amen. I'm with you there. All right. Follow him on Twitter at AB Lichtenstein and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Adam, thank you for taking the time. We will catch up on post game for Stanford, my friend. Thank you.
For sure. Looking forward to it.
You got it. There he is, Adam Lichtenstein, kind enough to join us here on Le Programme.
The Memorial Day event starts now at Florida's #1 volume Subaru store, Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy a new Subaru today with financing as low as 0% APR, or lease a new Outback for only $278 a month. Shop SPPLove.com.
All right. Thank you all, and thanks to Adam Lichtenstein there. Good interview with Luke Easterling. Good interview with Adam Lichtenstein. As we told you, we'll continue to add more and more interviews all throughout the football season. We'll have a ton of interviews for you. We'll continue to pick it up. So appreciate all of you out there. By the way, Michelle Kaufman was on with us, and you got Inner tonight. Go to our platform, check out the interview, hit the like button. And I asked her a question that where I feel that if something doesn't happen this year, Messi has failed. So check it out. We talk a little bit about that. And we talk about UM basketball. Speaking of the Canes, we talk a little bit about UM basketball because that's her beat. Obviously, Adam does Canes football, and that's why we're going to have Adam all throughout the year. Post-game show. Our post-game show will have Manny and we'll have Adam. So that's what we'll do with those guys. And then we'll continue to cover the Canes all throughout the week and do everything else. Appreciate all of you out there as always. Let's see, Dolphin Dave. We ate and still going to get the #1 picks in the draft. Willis is not going to stop us from getting the #1 pick. We'll find out. I can't answer that, my friend. Only time can answer that one. Adam is the man, says Andrew. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Buenas tardes to you, John Esslinger. Jeff in Long Island says Delta is a great airline too. Morning. Oh, smashing it. Thank you, Ocala Joe. Appreciate you. Vivinetti says they don't practice the way they used to. That's why there are more injuries now than ever. I actually believe that too. I believe that's why they're softer now, and that's why you see more injuries. I agree with that. By the way, Bitcoin's at 68,733 now. It was farting around for 65, and it has popped to 68.7. That's kind of how it is when we start to make runs. Impressive. Good stuff. As for the market, it is up 193 points. The Dow, the S&P's up 41. The NASDAQ is up almost 2 points, and SpaceX is down almost 3 points. All right. There we go. I am thinking of going to Squeeze, Adam Ant, and Haircut 100 tomorrow. There's plenty of tickets. I'm going to see if there's some good deals and get me a pair of seats for me and the wife to go see. I've never seen Squeeze. I would like to go see Squeeze. That would be really, really cool. See Glenn and the boys. That would be absolutely awesome. I've seen Haircut 100 and I've seen Adam Man a bunch of times, and I don't mind seeing them again, but I really want to see Squeeze. So I may go to that tomorrow night. Let's do this. I did not do this. Now I can do this. We can do a little music history here on the program because we did do birthdays, but we did not do music history. So let's find out what happened today in music history on August 19th. All right, let's start off with 77. Patti LaBelle released her self-titled debut solo album, and it features You Are My Friend. In 1980, These Are the Breaks, Bring It Up, Bring It Up, by Curtis Blow becomes the first rap single certified gold. The song was released as a single in June of 1980, and it went on to sell more than 500,000 copies, earning a gold certification from the Recording Industry Association of America. In 97, Fleetwood Mac released the live album The Dance, and it features a live performance of many of the band's biggest hits from MTV's Landslide, The Chain, and Silver Springs. It was released as singles. The concert was recorded at a studio in Burbank, California, where the USC Trojans marching band joined the band on stage to perform on the songs Tusk and Don't Stop. In 99, Lauryn Hill won New Artist of the Year and Album of the Year at Source Hip Hop Music Awards in Los Angeles. R. Kelly won R&B Artist of the Year. DMX won Artist of the Year and Solo and Live Performer of the Year. In 2002, New York band Interpol released their debut full-length album, Turn on the Bright Lights, in the United Kingdom. It was released in the United States the following day, recorded in Bridgeport, Connecticut on November 2001. The album is emblematic of a post-September 11 New York City and is considered in the entry of the post-punk revival of the early 2000s, which was centered in New York. Its release also proved to be influential to emerging bands, including The Killers, The Double X, Editors. Turn on the Bright Lights features the tracks PDA, Obstacle, and NYC. In 2003, T.I. released his second studio album, Trap Music, and it features Rubber Band Man. In 2003, Kings of Leon released their debut album, Youth and Young Manhood, in the United States. It was released in the UK on July 7th. In 2005, Phil Lynott, the founding member and principal songwriter and lead vocalist and bassist of the band Thin Lizzy, was honored with a statue of him and unveiled in Grafton Street in Dublin, the city where Lynott grew up. The statue's dedication ceremony was attended by Lynott's mother, as well as former band members Gary Moore, Eric Bell, Brian Robertson, Brian Downey, Scott Gorham, Darren Wharton. Lynott had passed away 20 years earlier at his home in London. His grave in St. Finlan's Cemetery in North Dublin is regularly visited by family, friends, and fans. I'll tell you this, when U2 does their next tour, I guarantee you I will be in Dublin to go see that tour. Dublin, Cork, probably, and I'm sure in London. I'll probably do Ireland and England. Since they're right next to each other, I'll probably do all those dates for the U2 tour going there. And when I go to Dublin, I will go to Phil Lynott's grave. Guaranteed. Love Thin Lizzy. They're so good. In 2008, Lady Gaga released her debut studio album, The Fame, and it features Poker Face, Just Dance, and Paparazzi. In 2016, record producer Lou Pearlman died at the age of 62 from a cardiac arrest. He was the manager of the successful 90s boy bands Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. In 2006, he was accused of running one of the largest and longest-running Ponzi schemes in history, leaving more than $300 million in debt. He should work for our government. In 2019, bassist Larry Taylor died at the age of 77. He was best known as a member of Canned Heat. By the way, before that, he was a session bassist for the Monkees and for Jerry Lee Lewis. He was the younger brother of Mel Taylor, longtime drummer of the Ventures. I did not know that. All right, let me see if there's any birthdays that weren't on the other list. Oh, Michael Todd of Coheed and Cambria is 46 years old. Regine Chasnig of Arcade Fire is 50. And that is it. And that's what happened today in music history. All right. Time to rock and roll.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. How you feeling, baby? How you feeling, Eric? You feeling good?
Big O in the house. I feel great. Thank God.
Yeah.
Another day in the car business.
That's what it's all about. Does Eric sound good? Give me a thumbs up to make sure that the audio is good.
On here, it says mic is muted, so.
Yeah, no, because you're not using that mic.
Okay.
You're using that mic.
All right.
See, that's for the mic that's on the camera,
Got
you don't need that one. You're on the other one. We good with Eric? Just want to make sure we're good.
We're good. Check.
Yeah,
Ow,
yeah,
now,
baby.
brown cow.
So how are you feeling about this Dolphins season? Because for me, this is like a season for the super hardcore.
Yeah, it's where we hit the reset button. We're not going to do anything this year.
So you're good with that. You're like, you understand you're going to suck.
I think we should have got rid of more. I think we should have. We didn't do enough. We should have cleaned house.
They
Everybody.
did. They did.
More.
Like who? The owner too?
Yeah. No, yeah. We clean house, and yeah, we're in rebuild reset mode. So I think
you didn't even want him to buy a quarterback. You wanted to have the worst quarterback to just
go. Don't win a game. Just full reset mode.
I don't have a problem with that either, by the way.
I think we'll win 3 games. I think we're going to win 3 games.
That's my best. I have 1, 2, and then I say like 3 if it's like shit happened that you got lucky in another game there.
But I'm excited for it. I think this is what needed to happen.
I agree.
I think we never should have gave Tua that massive contract. I think we should have done it back then. So I think we'll win 3 games this year. Next year will be 3 years. I think 3 years we're going to not win a Super Bowl, but be playoff contenders and be like a real team in 3 years. That's what I think.
Well, if in 3 years they're playoff contenders, that means they did all the right things in years 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That'll be really freaking cool, man. Yeah. Because that's why I say that the people that watch, the people that follow these are the best and the strongest Dolphin fans that are out there right now, because I have some friends of mine that are like, oh, F the Dolphins, bro. They're not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna watch much.
Yeah.
Like I have some friends that are not like, they have just like they're gonna tune out. They don't even know what's going on and all that kind of stuff. That's why I kind of say this is the season for the hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, there's things I'm excited about. Like I like the new coach. I like the GM. I like the left tackle we got, Proctor. That big. I'm excited to see him.
Well, right tackle now.
Right tackle. Oh, we moving the right tackle. Okay, cool.
Right.
I'm excited.
Well, he's playing left guard.
Left guard.
He's playing next to Patrick Paul, the left tackle.
He's humongous.
Yes, he's humongous.
Yeah.
They're going to start him because we have Austin Jackson still at right tackle.
Right.
So I would imagine next year they're going to move him to right tackle.
Yeah,
is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the season because I just want to see some of these young guys grow. But I was curious to see, because I know you love the Panthers, but the Panthers and the Canes, we have like a completely different outlook for them.
Yeah.
We're like expecting the best of the best.
Yeah.
Back for the Panthers. And then obviously Canes football looks like it's ready to take off to the championship this year, dude. Finally.
That's what I'm
because we were right there last year, dude. Right there last year.
We were there.
Right there. If you don't make a couple of mistakes, you win it all. I mean, right there, like in lifting it. Like,
believe it or not, I think we were like the better team.
Yeah, they were.
But that other team,
they were more disciplined.
They didn't make any mistakes.
Yeah. They got a whole bunch of old guys on that team.
Hell of a game, man.
Yeah. And by the way, they're still ranked above us.
Indiana?
In the preseason.
Oh, really?
Well, because they reloaded themselves, and then that coach, and they got a whole bunch of older guys still left there on that team. So all those guys are, they're not going to make mistakes when you get the older guys. If you get a whole bunch of young guys, it's tough. Now, our guys are a little older now, and they're getting a little bit more experience because Mario's now in year 5. So the rotation of players now, he's had them now a little longer now into their entire cycles of 4 and 5 years, depending on who you are. You know what I mean? So that's where Mario now has more experienced players than he's ever had in his system as time goes on.
Great coach, man.
Yeah. Well, but he's got to now prove to be a great game day coach. He's great at everything else.
Yeah.
But he cannot have the brain farts last year of the SMU and the Louisville loss. And then obviously in the national championship game where they made a couple mistakes. That's his bugaboo. He's got to clean up a couple things in those big moments, and then everything else will work out.
I'm excited to see Bain in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
What team did he go to again? Tampa. Yeah.
Bain's going to be a monster.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be.
And they stole him, dude. He went later than he should have.
Yeah, we should have gotten him, but.
Yeah, I agree.
What are you going to do, brother? I watched 72 Hours last night, and it wasn't that funny.
Oh, the Kevin Hart thing?
The Kevin Hart thing.
It was all right. It's cute.
It was all right. There's a couple of funny parts. You saw it too?
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, it was all right. I haven't seen Odyssey yet, and everybody tells me it's freaking amazing now. Some people told me it was all right, but then I started getting waves of, no, it's awesome. You got to watch it. Awesome. It's got to watch it. You saw it. So what is it?
I saw it in 70 millimeter at IMAX at Fort Lauderdale.
And
the movie finished, and my immediate thought was, that's one of the best movies of all time.
Really?
That's how good it was.
Wow.
Yep. I'm seeing it again this Sunday with my brother. One of the best movies of all time.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. People, I keep getting, like, at first some people told me, and then all I've gotten was awesome.
It's
The
incredible,
cinematography was amazing. Supposedly, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
And then I'm watching. Have you seen the show Lioness or heard of
Oh
that?
yeah, I love Lioness.
I just started.
I haven't seen the new season.
I just finished season 1. I just started it.
This is now season 3 that just came out now.
Season 3's live right now.
Right. I've seen 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Love Lioness.
It's cool.
Yeah, dude.
Badass.
Excellent.
Yeah.
My wife fell asleep like a couple times on Lioness.
Yeah.
She's like, no, come on, let's watch it. I go, but you've fallen asleep a couple times watching it.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means you're tired.
She's tired.
Yeah,
that's what
tired.
it is.
Yeah,
That's what she goes, no, it's I'm tired. I'm tired.
You're on the couch.
And so I bust her balls, and so she tells me a line, but you're going to fall asleep. It puts you to sleep, but it's actually a really good show, man. Like, it's a part of her that you're not used to seeing.
She nails that role, man.
Yeah, dude.
The CIA, dude.
Yeah,
It's
but like
sick.
that hard ass bitch ass role, like you don't,
She's tough.
I don't think I've seen her in that kind of a role in any of her movies.
Yeah, usually she's more of like a Disney type, like she was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. But she plays a nasty bitch,
and she's ripped.
Yeah,
she's in good shape, man.
Yeah. You could tell she worked out for the role. And
season 1, the Arabic girl is like smoking.
Yeah,
like 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
I'd never seen that girl before.
Yeah.
Beautiful eyes, like an Arab princess.
Yeah, great show, dude. Yeah, I think that aired for the first time like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Or something like that.
I've been hearing about it. I finally started. I just binge watched it.
Well worth it. If you haven't seen Lioness, well worth it. I have to start seeing the 3rd season. I haven't seen that. I saw Ride or Die. That was entertaining on Netflix.
I haven't heard of it.
Do you watch Ted Lasso?
I know Ted Lasso. I've not seen Ted Lasso.
I just started watching the new season with the girls team, by the way. But his boss is that tall English woman, Hannigan or something. I forgot her. I forgot her name now, but she's in that Ride or Die, and it's It's a good movie, man.
Netflix?
I mean, it's a good show. Yeah, it's an entertaining
It's a show. It's a show.
It's a show. It's 8 episodes.
Everything's a show, man. It's so much commitment.
Yeah. It's 8 shows. They're like 50 minutes each.
But
It's
good?
Not
Watch it.
it's not great. It's entertaining. It's fun.
I need that. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like mindless fun.
You need that. That's
And
what
she
you want.
plays because she plays an owner of a soccer team in that role that you see her in Ted Lasso. Here she's playing like a spy.
Cool.
So she's an interesting cat. That one I would see. I'm not telling you it's great. I'm just telling you it's entertaining to watch with somebody if you want. Something like that.
Yeah, what to throw on? It's something to pass the time. Throw it on.
Yeah, exactly. Are you a Bitcoin guy?
No, but I like your hat. Why is it going up?
No, it's ripping right now. It's up almost 6%. It's up to 68,556.
I'm not a Bitcoin guy.
Okay,
but I have some crypto that just sits there.
Okay.
It's not a crazy amount, but I've had it for
not Bitcoin.
I have a little bit of Bitcoin.
Okay,
a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Litecoin, a little bit of like the other ones. It just sits there. It's not.
Ethereum.
I have some Ethereum.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What are you sticking back there? Is that like a battery or something?
Someone gave me this. It's like a sticky thing.
But so it just sticks to your phone?
It's a magnet.
Oh, it's just a magnet. Okay.
Play with it. It's fun.
No.
Jealous,
I'm
you're
good.
jealous.
Good. I thought it was one of those batteries that people.
Nah, it looks like that. It looks like that.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was. I was going, what kind of a funky battery is that, dude?
Yeah.
I've never seen a battery like that.
Yeah, nah.
All right. So what do we got going on here, dog?
Selling cars like candy bars.
Mhm.
We got a lot of inventory. Plenty of Outbacks. Subaru has really stepped up with pushing these Outbacks. They actually did an Outback event at our store with the new redesign earlier this month. You got 1.9 interest. So a lot of what these manufacturers do when you see these commercials, they'll throw out 0% interest, 0.9 interest, 1.9 interest, but it's for a very low term. So it's 0.9 interest, but for 3 years, 36 months. On the Outback, Subaru really stepped up. It's 1.9 interest all the way up to 75 months with qualified credit. So that's strong because usually the interest will get higher with those longer terms. So currently with the brand new Outback, plenty of inventory. We got 1.9 up to 75 months. We got the electric cars here that we can't keep here. The Trail Seeker, Solterra, Uncharted. I have the only, I got to show it to you. It's out there. It's called Habanero Orange. It's a color that's only on the Uncharted. It's the only one in the state that's on ground that we have here. That car's not going to last long. I got a lot of hits on that car. It's a cool color. Cool color.
So it's like a Bitcoin color.
It's a Bitcoin color. It's a Bitcoin color.
And it's
habanero orange.
Does a habanero?
Don't lick it. It's spicy. It's hot.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. The back to school season is here. So the Subaru Outback Premium is ready to hit the road. You can get yours for $277 per month plus tax with a lease, or take advantage APR financing as low as 0.9% with approved credit. And you can also enjoy 90 days with no payment. Subaru is showing its appreciation for educators. Through the Subaru Loves Learning, educators can receive an additional $500 towards a new certified or pre-owned Subaru in this back-to-school season. And, of course, special thank you to those who serve our communities. First responders, medical workers are also eligible for special Subaru rewards and bonuses. And, of course, mention my name, Big O. You will get $500 off here at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. So when you come on out here and you see Eric, mention my name, you will get $500 off. All right. So is there what's the agenda this weekend? Are you watching a specific movie? Are you going somewhere?
So I'm seeing the Odyssey for the second time with my brother this Sunday. I'm off this Sunday. We're seeing it again. So
how do the 3 hours go? Does it go by quick or is it slow?
That movie is like an experience. So to me, it goes by quick, but like it's the type of movie, like it's like a physical, like I'm done, I'm sweating, I'm crying, I'm like hungry, like it was like a I never experienced that with a movie before.
Wow.
Yeah, you feel it, dude.
A little Game of Thrones in there, like feeling it.
Oh yeah.
Like Game of Thrones, you would feel it.
I don't want to say too much because I don't want to.
I'm not saying it's like Game of Thrones, but I'm saying Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
you felt some shit.
I was immersed in that movie, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any new movies you're targeting?
new movies. Well, you got Dune 3 coming out.
Yeah.
I think that's coming out the end of this year. I love Dune. So
I saw. Actually, I've seen 1 and 2 now.
Yeah.
I just watched it a few weeks ago.
I just redid them.
I just watched them, and they're so much better than the original Dune.
It's so good. I never seen the original Dune.
No,
I heard
don't watch
sucked.
it.
I heard it sucked.
Don't watch it.
Yeah.
Don't watch it.
Yeah.
Don't
I
even
heard it's like a
bother.
joke, yeah.
It's a couple of hours of your life that you'll never get back.
Yeah.
That's why it took me so long to watch these.
Yeah. It's totally different.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
It's completely different, bro. It's just a better storyline, better cinematography. The plot is better. The acting is better. The other one was lame, slow, and it just dragged on, dude.
When was that? In the 70s?
No, it was in the 80s.
Oh yeah,
it was in the 80s.
All right, so it's not like super old.
No, it's not super old, but it's just not good.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just not a good movie.
Yeah,
and it wasn't worth it. But yeah, these Dunes are way better,
it's
man.
sick. He created a whole universe, man.
Yeah,
It's
he
epic.
did. He did really, really good with those Dunes, and so I am looking forward to the third one when it comes out. I don't know when does it come out?
I think December. So I'm gonna see.
okay.
I'm gonna see that in Fort Lauderdale 70mm too.
Okay, I should probably go see what's it called? Odyssey in that big ass screen.
So I'll tell you this. So the thing with the Odyssey is it's the first time that they shot the movie in 100% 70mm IMAX. So you don't experience that unless you see it in a 70mm IMAX. There's only one of them in the
Fort
state.
Lauderdale.
It's in Fort Lauderdale. So I got my tickets like months ago. I go to see it. Before movies, they show trailers, right? So I sit in there. I don't know what to expect. Lights turn off. Christopher Nolan directed that movie. The director of Dune is Denis Villeneuve. On the screen pops up in quotations, I want to give the dearest thanks to my friend Christopher Nolan. I give you a sneak peek of Dune 3, Denis Villeneuve. And then it's not a trailer. It's like a 5-minute like war scene of Dune 3. And I was just like, and then no trailers. Then Odyssey starts.
Oh, okay.
I was just enamored.
Okay, good.
And my brother didn't see, he saw it too. They only did that in 70mm. So if you saw it in a regular theater, it was just regular trailers. You didn't get that. So you got to see it there. Dude.
A regular 24 minutes of trailers.
Exactly.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
They
It was sick. That Dune 3 clip that they showed, I was like, I got to see this movie.
When you I know this, when you go to the Regal theaters on average, it's 24 minutes before the movie shows up.
Yeah, because they do ads now.
Yeah.
it sucks.
So whatever time they tell you, it'll start 24 minutes after that. Dude.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You're a movie professional. You're a movie goer professional.
I don't know about that, but
You are.
But
No, you're humble. You're too humble.
You know what's you can't be humbled about? The Uncharted, the Trail Seeker, and the Solterra. Do you guys keep any of these on the lot?
Solterra is difficult to get right now. Most likely for you to get a Solterra, we're gonna have to wait for the 27 models to come in a couple months. Uncharted and Trail Seeker we have readily available. Because we're at that point right now where they stopped saying the 26 models. We're waiting for the 27 models. So Solterra.
That's right. October's right around the corner, dude.
This year happened like this, man. We got the 2027 models coming soon. It's unbelievable.
That is awesome.
Yeah, but now's like that really good time to get a car because there's good deals on these 2026s before the 27s.
All right, well, take advantage, folks, so you can stop visiting gas stations. Plus, that whole mess over there, that ain't done yet. So we may have some gas issues for a while. And those of you that are getting electrified, you are doing the right thing. The Uncharted, you can get the symmetrical all-wheel drive. You can get the front-wheel drive, the Trail Seeker the same way, the Solterra. By the way, all Subaru batteries charge from 10 to 80% in 28 minutes. There are 25,000 charging stations around the country. So when people tell you, oh, well, the systems are not built, well, actually the system's caught up now. There's charging stations all over the place. So when you travel, and you will have your own personal charger with you, right? That you can take anywhere and everywhere. You go visit your in-laws, plug right in. You go visit your best friend somewhere, you got to drive, plug right in. So you'll be able to plug in lots of places, right, at the same time.
It comes with the car, absolutely. Yeah. Plug it in.
Come on in and take a test drive. What else do you got to tell the folks before we let them go?
that's it. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. And Big O, it's always a pleasure.
You watching it? Do you watch soccer tonight? Do you watch Inter Miami at all? Do you watch Messi? No,
I don't.
So you never got the Messi fever, huh?
I love
After
me some
World
Messi.
Cup, that's it. It's
I'm
done.
done.
You're the
I'm
typical
done.
American.
I'm the typical American.
Typical American.
Yeah, I'm done.
The average American does the same thing.
Yeah.
They they get all charged up with the World Cup, and then it's gone. It's like, soccer doesn't exist.
I do not like baseball, so the World Cup helped bridge that gap. Because usually without the World Cup, I'm like, I got no sports. It's just baseball. So I'm like, football's around the corner, and I'm ready.
I don't mind baseball. I just wish the Marlins would actually spend money, and then I can get into it. But I know they don't spend any money, so they're not going to win anything.
Dodgers are going to repeat, you think?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? With the kind of money they're spending, I would even with their struggles as of late, which I still don't buy any of that. They'll turn it on and
they're on cruise control.
It's just it's too much money, bro. They're sitting on top of the standings as it is, even with some of the struggles they've had as of late. It's not a big deal. They pounded the Rockies yesterday, so
all right, my brother.
All right, my man.
You the man. Good seeing you.
Thank you. Ersi Stampone, come see him out here at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, baby. Yes, sir. The one and only. All right. Here we go. And we go here. And boom. Now we're good. So we did good, right? We got and let me see. Yeah.
On the screen pops up.
All right. So we have solved that second mic issue. You live, you learn, man. You got to kind of figure things out. And eventually in life, you just got to kind of fight through it. You know what I'm saying? Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can use the QR codes there to make a donation as always. Pat in Asheville says the song Tusk was used in the show The Americans' first episode, one of the greatest TV shows ever. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. Is that the one that they're espionage or spies in that neighborhood and all that? Is that The Americans? Is that the one? I think I know what you're talking about. And he says, I agree with Eric Moore. I wouldn't even have kept the lunch lady in that building. Yeah, I don't think any Dolphin fan was really against the house cleaning that the Dolphins did. The fact that you still haven't seen it, is disappointing. You're right. You're right. You are right. Let's see. Does the Outback have CVT transmission? Would have to ask. If I see somebody here within shouting distance, I will ask them. Okay. Let's see. What else? Saw the Odyssey movie. Great movie in 70 millimeter. Yes. Russians pretending. Yes. I've seen the movie. Yes. I saw the movie. Yes. Good show. Yes. Definitely a good show. I'm with you there. All right. By the way, they're asking me, guys, does the Outback have a CVT transmission? Yes? Every Subaru? Every Subaru has a CVT transmission. Not your typical. They have boxer engines now. Now they're getting technical with me. See, this is why you gotta ask the educated people, because I am not educated there to know about that. But apparently they all have CVTs, folks. Okay? All right? So come on down, ask, and find out. All right? And make sure you mention my name. You will get $500 off. They've got the back-to-school season is here. The 2026 Subaru Outback Premium is ready to hit the road. You can get yours for $277 per month, plus tax, lease, or take advantage of the APR financing as low as 0.9% financing. And remember, mention my name. You will get $500 off here at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right. Let's see. got you the answer. Can't complain. We're working as always for you all out there. And also, rest in peace, Frank Beard of ZZTop. Since we did a little entertainment and music, we did not mention who passed away from ZZTop. The only guy without a beard, but his name was Frank Beard. So now only one of the three originals of ZZTop is left. It's all Billy Gibbons now. Billy Gibbons and ZZTop is going to continue. They're going to continue touring like they did after they lost their first member. Now they lost their second member. And I guess Billy Gibbons is going to do it until he can't do it anymore, although he still sounds good. His voice still sounds good. He still has enough power in his voice and obviously the distinctive sound that Billy Gibbons brings to the table. But rest in peace, Frank Beard, as that news also passed. All right, folks, we appreciate all of you out there. As always, thank you for tuning in and supporting the program. We shall see you. We thank, of course, Alan, general manager here at Subaru. We thank Eric and, of course, Mr. Zinn for being a proud sponsor of our program. We are in studio for the next couple of days. We shall see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.